It's been a minute, y'all. Life's been kind of hectic. For me, anyway. Fire that I had in my house. I think it's left a little bit of residue on this piece of Knife River flint. I brought that out. Some red triple flow. A piece of TV glass that I've found. And just want to make a couple bifaces or something, because I was watching Marty's knife making video and I was like getting pretty jealous. It's looking pretty good there, Marty. Should you be watching? Let's start with the glass, because why not? It's cheap and easy, right? It's been a minute. Let's start with the worst first. I don't know why I'm in shorts. I'm supposed to know better. Must think I'm some kind of a professional or something. I keep watching Marty's videos and I'm driving when I'm doing it, and it's ASMR, I guess, mostly, but sometimes I get sad he's not telling me a story, so I guess I'll try to talk more. Wowza. Yeah, so what do I have to talk about? Well, I have a fire I can talk about. There's a power cord overheated, is my suspicion, and the fire department says that they think that a rocking chair frayed a lamp cord, but no person sits in that chair. Just about a 6-pound dog and an 8-pound dog share it, and it's pushed up against the wall, so it ain't rocking. But I know I've touched that cord a couple of times to the other appliance next to it. A space heater. I just left it plugged in because I was never using it, but it was conveniently there. Every once in a while I'd turn it on for the dogs on cold days, and I really think that's what did it. Not to call the fireman a liar or anything like that, I was just speculating. Anything could be the case. When it happened, my uncle, he was awake, and he's in the spare room in the back, and he smelt the fire and said, "Hey, I smell fire, I better go check it out." So he comes out to check it out. Says as soon as he opens the door, it was like getting hit with a shadow, just right in the face. So he grabs the fire extinguisher right there in the kitchen. He goes into the living room and he sees the fire and he's spraying it. He says he's yelling my name and I'm not responding and the dogs ain't barking. He says that's it, he died. He succumbed to the smoke inhalation. He goes outside, tries to call emergency service. They asked for the address. He said he didn't remember what the address was, so he had to go back in the house and get his wallet so he can check his ID for his own address. And so then he goes around to my room from the outside to the bedroom window. So he tried to punch through the window. It was kind of not the smart thing to do, I don't think, but I know I heard that. I started to wake up, and he started trying to pull out the AC unit from the window. By then, I'm fully like, what's going on? I mean, he started yelling, get out of the house is on fire. I get up and look around, I'm like, where? Well, he hit it pretty good with that fire extinguisher, so he maybe probably saved the house, which is awesome. I'll give him credit for that all day long. But then, you know, I'm not here on my first rodeo in a house fire, So I'm like looking around and I'm thinking, well, I don't see no fire. Doesn't hardly mean much, but I can see across the living room. He told me it was in the living room. And I thought, well, my dogs ain't gonna die in this fire. So I start looking for my dogs. I start calling for them. They ain't showing up. I know where they are. I lift up the bed. All three of them cuddled together, quiet as a mouse. Scared, I would say. So I grabbed two. And the third one's like, don't touch me, I'm nervous. And he takes off. I have no idea where he went. And I was just trying to find a good excuse to stay in there and complete the rescue of that third dog. And so I was looking around, what can I do? So finally, I start grabbing my firearms. There's the local canine officer is out there. I know him by name, and he's a pretty all right guy. So I called him over to my window. I said, hey man, take this. And I handed him my pistol first. And I didn't even think about it. Sucker was hot, but safety was on. It's a 1911 design. He cleared it though. He's a smart guy. He's been around firearms. That's one thing I can appreciate about him and why I know him. We both have an appreciation for firearms. So I'm starting to hand out my firearms. And eventually I say, what's that snap, crackle, and pop over my shoulder? And I look back in the living room. That fire has restarted. But it was because something was still ablaze or still embering in there. That's why it was still ready to go. I said, that fire's going again. I said, I'm going to take care of it. Now, I want you guys to understand that it was the weekend, and you can judge me if you want, because what you think of me is really none of my business, for the most part. So I was like, just had a 12-pack of White Claws about 5 hours before that. And I was sleeping that away, and that's probably why I wasn't responding. So I was a little bit lit when I go to deal with the fire, and I get over it, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, what is this on fire? It was a shoebox filled with dog toys. It's like, well, best thing I can do, get it to the kitchen sink. I grabbed it by the side. I figured out how to manage it, manipulate it, and that was the entire point of looking at it for a moment. So I get myself with this box headed towards the kitchen, and I can feel the bottom getting ready to drop out. And I'm like, oh man, I better hurry, I better make it. I make it right into the living room, just off of the carpet, and then that bottom drops out. So I feel like I got lucky in that regard. It's just a big game to me at this point. Like I said, I'm a little bit lit. It's almost an out-of-body experience, and I was actually having fun. It's a weird thing. Your own house is burning down and just sitting there having fun with it. I mean, what else are you gonna do, right? Try to save what you can. Probably a bad idea, according to many recommendations out there, but I assess things on my own. I'm dangerously living, you see. I don't need no gloves. Well, I get that. Put it in the sink, or I threw it down. I grabbed the hose from the sink and I sprayed it where it was on the tile floor. I grabbed from the sink a bucket, not a bucket, a pot that had water in it. Go back into the living room where that fire was at, and it was still had a little bit of fire there, so I dumped that on that, and boom, fire's done. It's out. Fire department has not even made entry yet. They were there on site. They were getting ready. They tried to go through the front door, but there's some old hornet's nests up there. Not really hornet's nests, but red wasp nests, and that kind of freaked them out, so they didn't want to go that way. And that's fine. It's my favorite feature of security right there. So they go through the side door. By then, I'm in and out of the house, talking to Grant. Next thing you know, they're getting it all cleared up. They cut some holes in the walls, ran some thermal gear to make sure that there was no fires in there. Seemed completely unnecessary, but it is necessary, and I appreciate them doing it. Better safe, you know, better safe. Wasn't no soot inside of the wall that I could see. That's why we draw it down to it was that cord. Even the fire department guy, fire marshal, said that. So we go hit a hotel, and come back and went, just spent a few days at the hotel, got the gas turned back on, the electrical outlet cut off, and power back on. It's quite the experience, and as fun as it was right there at the beginning, because I was a little bit half lit and just being my own hero, it really does suck. But what sucks is there's so much that I'm throwing away, and I guess it's kind of necessary, a lot of it, to throw away, because all that suit damage, the smoke, it's just carcinogenic, and I don't want it around. Or anything plastic that's in the kitchen, it's going. And it really is just turning into a good opportunity to get rid of a bunch of old junk and just kind of hit the refresh and reset button. I'm getting rid of all the furniture that was in there. I've got to scrub down those walls a little bit. Got some drywall that I need to take care of now. Just gonna get some new furniture, new walls, and a lot of that crap I think I'm gonna have to paint over it. I think a lot of people do that because they do make that kills it's just for that, or more particularly it's advertised for it, cover up stains and smoke damage. So that's my plan, I guess. I do feel lucky. If my uncle weren't there, I'd probably have died. Cool story, bro. What else you got to say? I don't know what to say. I've had a lot of really close, weird calls lately. Starting to wonder about every 4-leaf clover I've ever found. It's really? Is it really good luck? Because I'm starting to not think so. I did find one after the fire. Made a short of it. I hope you guys don't hear my neighbors over there fighting. Tweaker problems. Know what I mean? This is looking pretty ugly right here. Huh. That's why I started with the glass. And that's why I always make small points. I feel like I'm just building a brick. There, that was kind of a traveling flake. Ah! Got me a little bit. Too bad though, yeah. Cleared that up. Oh, yep. Cops are showing up. Oh, I almost want to take you guys over there. Who did this? Figure tape. Shit. Oop. I'm cussing on my YouTube channel. Good for me. I might as well just do the Harley, right? What Harley does, old Smallzilla. Call this ahead of time band-aids. This is, I think, the second time in about 2 weeks cops have been over there for domestic disputes. Kind of getting dissatisfied with playing with it. Alright, let's try the man rock. Where'd it go? Perfect. Hopefully that's not a sign that it got too hot next to the fire. Let's try some. Probably looks wrong, don't it? Workery dookery. Fudge sickles. I am missing some things. Got to be in the house somewhere. I know they are. try something weird. Let's get a little bit weird. Doc's probably gonna yell at me later and say, "That's not what that's for, Mikey." It's okay, a lot of you guys are smarter than me. Could use a good scolding from you all every once in a while. Look at that little runner. It's like chocolate. Another thing I could talk about, that old city ordinance officer finally came by my house after he cited me and never told me what the problem was, and got me into a court case. Cost me $200, even though he never told me what the issue was, which is, by the way, in case any of y'all ever need this information, it's usually considered a violation of your due rights, or due process rights, under the 5th and 14th Amendment. Or was it 4th and 14th? But I think it was 5th. It's too vague, and it should have been void for vagueness doctrine. That's why it should have been vacated. But the judge and the district attorney didn't want to talk about that, so if I do have an option to do anything, it will be with lawfare. It's my only option. I'll be considering it. I don't know yet. Hey, that went in there pretty good. Meow. Here comes Thunin Cat. What are you doing, baby? You sweetie. Come over here to sharpen your paws on flakes. Meow. Would you get out from under there? Thank you. Just trying to roll that edge back so I can start getting a platform on the other side. I'm trying to work the platform up to this ridge right here. I'm going to try to run that. Yeah. How about apples? Why did I say that? I don't know. Maybe I'd rather rip off a movie than Patrick. Patrick will come after me for intellectual properties because it's proprietary. I don't know that he'd do that. Too big a fan. Patrick would probably email me to shut up or something if he was going to go saying anything. Would just make all of his lines famous. Patrickisms. Looky there. Ran that sucker good. Now you can see this ridge right here. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I'm just going to work with it. Play around. It's been too long since I've done this. I mean that in a sense that I haven't been having any fun. Oh, that's right. Patrick told us we're not supposed to have fun. If the rock senses the fun, it's game over. So this sucks. I hate this. This is ridiculous. There's no convexity, so obviously that's where I want to go. Because, you know, worst first, right? Get on there. Got quiet over there at the neighbors. I guess the cops resolved the issue. I've only heard gunshots one time before. By the cops, I mean. Fired less than lethals. Some guy had some gal in his apartment. She, I guess, was a minor and a runaway. He was standing off with the cops at the doorway with a knife. It's a beautiful neighborhood. Illinois is doing everything just right. I ain't even in Chicago, y'all. They're getting noisy again. I'm sorry, I stopped talking again. I don't know what else to say right now. Probably getting close to that time I I'm trying to promise you guys that I might one day do a little drinking and napping. So I loosen these lips up and start chatting more. Patrick would say, "You guys don't like to hear me talk." Hey, kitten. Oh, man. I've just got mounted. She jumped right up on my back. Not too many claws went into the skin. And then she goes down. They're still over there shouting. Probably because our cops have to act like social workers nowadays. Looky there. It's clearing off. Just not with great distance. Let's see if I'm going to try to shoot one in here somewhere. It's going to take some preparation, I think, though. So yeah, if I can get these to come from this side to start jumping, that would be awesome. But I don't think I'm getting the force that I need with this alone. Excuse you. That's right, I did it. I don't care. Judge me. I know you're judging me, but I heard the raven talk, so holy shish. Yeah. All right, I really do want to keep on just indirecting this instead of direct, but I want to stop because this is a really nice gift that I got from Bill Hansen Falkenstein. So I'm going to just set that down and use this thing the right way for a little bit. I had a whole plan lined out for this before I lost my mind. You guys know how I don't like to use gloves for anything but my lap. Not today, Satan. Here's the go. I'm gonna hit it there. I'm gonna try to run at. Sound good? Yeah. Nope. Still nope. Sounds like it cracked. It probably did. I probably screwed it all up. Did not run that ridge. It ran the ridge. Probably didn't do myself any favors not getting good follow through. It's a bad plan. It's a bad plan. He's a bad napper. He ain't no good at this. Thank you. I don't know, I'd say one of the problems with taking such a break like I have is that it's harder to assess worst first. Why did that have to come off? Why that? This was the flake I wanted. He's whatever. We should tumble that. I don't know who though. Should I just... No. It's too fat for that. Get that crunchy, crackly. Is that an overshot? I think it was. Yep. Almost just coast to coast. Bit of an overshot. But he's getting dinner. See if I can break it in half with an end shot. End shock strike. which obviously that's not what I want to do, but being quiet again, aren't I? Yeah. Well, I still got this. I feel like, first of all, I'd like to start like a 3-part apology to this piece of obsidian and Alan for my destructive no napping crap that I'm pulling here. I'd like to start with Alan is a very generous and wonderful human being, and these rocks are quite gorgeous. And they're really nice in the right hands, but maybe sometimes I'm just an idiot. But I also probably really need to get my groove back. You could just go ahead and call me Stella. When I come back to it after this, I'm gonna probably start wearing gloves, because I want to get into that mentality of bigger pieces, and I think them bigger pieces run bigger risks on cuts. Overshot it, but it's thinned down quite a bit doing that. So again, there I go into having smaller pieces. And the other thing is like, I'm remembering past problems like step fractures and stuff. So I'm trying to hit the gas a little bit harder. I don't know, maybe I just need time to adjust for that, as well as getting back into actually just altogether what I'm doing here. See, like, I don't need to hit the gas that hard, apparently. Because that almost went coast to coast. Almost an overshot, man. I've been taking risks. Taking risks I don't need to take. Need to slow her down, change my angle, something. Let's do one right here. It was beautiful. Now I'm gonna sit here and not like the way I've got this platform on the other side lined up. It's my own fault. Really? That was something. Take me down, let the triple flow. Like a red sheet of glass. Do I get a copyright strike for that? No, because I'm not monetized. Oh, come on now. Get it in the cradle, get it in the cradle. See, I'm getting step fractures there now. rod's getting short. Well, let me just grab this little one here. Well, it's stepping over here pretty good, but you know, it's kind of bifacial now. A little bit thick still, but I'm gonna set it aside. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, I guess. Still got some work to do on that for sure, but I'm thinking that it's been long enough since I've done any of it. So I'm just gonna go ahead, you know, and just make a little bit for the pile of bifaces, and I think it's good enough for now. Work myself back into it easy, you know. Start to understand the mentalities, and I'm gonna try to make bigger points. I always wind up making littler points, but yep. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.